Brittney Griner, the WNBA's Brittney Griner, is in fact a man.
I think they know they have players in the W that will not be capable of passing a basic gender test. Let's listen to this.
Brittney Griner is a weird case. He's a man, yes, that much is obvious, but not the way you think.
You ever heard Brittney Griner talk?
Yes. The voice would make you think there's something going on.
Brittney was held in a men's Russian prison. You can see it, but there's no widespread outrage or article or anything about that. To me, that is the most suspicious part about all of this.
The WNBA has entered one of the most intense and consequential periods ever seen in women's professional sports. Night after night, packed arenas, record-breaking television audiences, and non-stop international media coverage have become the norm. At the center of this extraordinary surge is the unprecedented popularity and impact of Caitlin Clark.
Tyrone Magnus did a WNBA video.
I saw that.
WDW Pro that covers entertainment did 2 of them.
Yep. And I told you, Greg has turned into the WNBA channel too.
It's hilarious. Everybody's doing one. And I don't blame them. They're getting views like crazy right now.
It's a huge story, man.
Caitlin Clark has reshaped the landscape of women's basketball, attracting tens of millions of new viewers, drawing major corporate investment, and pushing the WNBA into a level of cultural prominence it had rarely experienced before. But with that enormous surge in popularity comes an equally intense level of scrutiny, placing the league, its players, and its leadership under a relentless and uncompromising spotlight.
Nobody cared about WNBA. Okay, the majority of Americans did not care about
99.9%.
Yes, for the past 20 years that it's been in existence. Now all of a sudden there's this superstar phenom. So it's like nobody really paid attention to the NBA after Michael Jordan left until LeBron James came.
Yeah, and then
right, there was a superstar that reinvented the sport and people started following it. So like people are paying attention to Caitlin Clark now.
Every league policy, front office decision, and unresolved controversy is now being examined from every angle by independent commentators, viral podcasts, and major sports media outlets. Across the digital sports landscape, discussions have reached a fever pitch, fueled by a mix of viral allegations, purported leaked evidence, and heated debates involving personalities such as Clay Travis, prominent online commentators, and longtime WNBA figures like Brittney Griner.
Well, you know, Clay Travis, he's got that show with Buck Sexton. This is getting interesting because you see this. This will get them riled up. I think they know they have players in the W that will not be capable of passing a basic gender test. Let's listen to this.
For weeks, independent sports platforms and alternative media outlets have been closely examining the WNBA's administrative policies and player eligibility rules. The enormous number of views and growing public interest have only intensified the attention surrounding the league. Commentators such as Clay Travis have fueled heated debates about testing procedures, eligibility standards, and the way the league is governed.
I don't think that person, based on their drugs that they're taking, would pass muster as a woman under the typical standard. So I think they're afraid. I really mean this, Buck. I think they're afraid of having players, maybe even they know they have players that would not be considered women for purposes of what the WTA, the NCAA, and the Olympic Committee do.
What started as routine sports analysis soon escalated into a massive online controversy. The situation gained momentum as alleged leaked footage, old social media posts, and rapidly spreading discussions began making the rounds across platforms like X and YouTube.
There has been widespread speculation for a while now, but it's really kind of come to a head on Twitter over the last couple of days that Brittney Griner, the WNBA's Brittney Griner, is in fact a man. And where a lot of this actually surfaced from, and I mean, you guys could probably say like, yo, isn't it obvious? Like her voice, you know, there's a lot of things that you can kind of look towards. However, this video actually resurfaced. It's an Instagram story.
Critics argue that the league's unclear responses reveal a front office that is struggling to handle the intensity of today's media environment. Instead of providing immediate and transparent answers, league officials have frequently appeared cautious and evasive, a response that has only encouraged further speculation and intensified the online controversy.
There was nothing mentioned about Brittney being in a male prison. I wonder why. Are they trying to withhold this information for any particular reason? I mean, that's what I would assume, right? But you can really only find evidence of it in passing.
The controversy intensified dramatically as online commentators began revisiting old international reports, circulated footage, and locker room clips, raising questions about whether the league's testing procedures are consistently enforced or whether gaps in the system allow administrative loopholes. Brittney Griner's career history, physical attributes, and experiences playing internationally have consequently become major subjects of discussion across viral online debates.
Performance-enhancing hormone, it says, as well as marijuana, which I always think is kind of funny. I guess they just don't want people smoking marijuana, but I don't believe anybody thinks marijuana is, unless you're maybe a snowboarder, I don't think anyone thinks marijuana enhances your athletic ability. So maybe skateboarding too. But they test for steroids, performance-enhancing hormone stimulants. But do they really? I wonder about that. I'm sure that there's the official policy, and then there's the how much of this do they really implement.
Meanwhile, outspoken players such as Sophie Cunningham are operating in a completely different media environment, one where controversial front office decisions can no longer remain shielded by traditional public relations strategies. As podcastos release reaction videos that attract millions of views, public curiosity and scrutiny continue to grow, making one central question increasingly difficult to ignore.
I watched a video from Benny Johnson because everybody's doing videos on this now. Tyrone Magnus did a WNBA video.
I saw that.
WDW Pro that covers entertainment did 2 of them.
Yep. And I told you, Greg has turned into the WNBA channel too.
It's hilarious. Everybody's doing one. And I don't blame them. They're getting views like crazy right now.
It's a huge story, man.
Is the league deliberately relying on vague administrative language to avoid scrutiny? Or is this simply what happens when a sports organization suddenly finds itself under the intense pressure of mainstream digital media? As the controversy reached its peak, another batch of leaked clips began circulating online, pushing the situation even closer to a breaking point.
It's a huge story, man.
But Benny Johnson reacted to the fact that the W don't want to make a ruling after they somehow, some way brought everybody involved into a room and had a meeting and came away with, we still can't make a determination what a woman is. And all the while they're facing these, at this point, they're going to be facing lawsuits.
This surge of viral discussion reflects a major transformation in the way women's sports are covered. For decades, the league existed within a relatively insulated media environment, where front office policies and decisions received limited scrutiny from outside voices. But when Caitlin Clark entered the professional game, that dynamic changed dramatically, ushering in an era of unprecedented public attention and accountability.
Getting views now because of Caitlin Clark, but how long is that going to last? Is there going to be another Caitlin Clark next year during the WNBA
Probably
draft
not.
when people give a shit? Nobody cared about WNBA. Okay, the majority of Americans did not care about
99.9%.
Yes, for the past 20 years that it's been in existence. Now all of a sudden there's this superstar phenom. So it's like nobody really paid attention to the NBA after Michael Jordan left until LeBron James.
Clark has become the defining force in modern women's basketball, drawing unprecedented attention while continuing to dominate on the court. As online commentators debate league policies, rumors, and old footage involving players like Brittney Griner, Clark remains focused on performance, breaking records and delivering elite basketball. Her rise has forced the WNBA into a new era where fans demand greater transparency, accountability, and clear competitive standards.